Hello, we're here with BellaHoot, and we're talking about our powders, our dip powders. This is basically what you need to get started. If you've never done them before, you do need the 3-step system here: the base coat, the activator, and the top coat, and then you need a powder. You can use any color powder that you want. What the dipping powder does is it will give you color that lasts up to 2 weeks, and it's safer and healthier for your nails than gel. There's no UV light required. So we're just going to jump right in and do an application because I'm having technical difficulties, and I at least want to go through the application process, and then we can chat some more about the different products or things like that, either in this video or another. So your application steps are either on our website. If you do get the starter kit, oops, sorry, we have a little bit of space here that we're working with. If you get the starter kit, the directions are right on the back, and the starter set looks like this. It has the 3 steps. You have 3 powders included. Currently there's white, red, and purple. This might change. It'll know on the website what's available at that time. So let's get started. I did prep my nails ahead of time, or at least most of it, and as you'll see, we're going to kind of refer to these directions. So in order to prep your nails, you want to file, buff, and clean them. I've already filed them. You can either use the little file that comes with your items. Mine's broken. And or if you have, it doesn't matter, whatever kind of file you want. If you have a buffer, or if not, we have those available too. You don't have to use a buffer. The goal is when you're buffing, you want to file your tips and have them nice and smooth. And then, push your cuticles back so there's no extra skin hanging around your nail. And then the goal is to get the shine off the top of your nail, because that gives the glue, if you're adding tips, or just the base coat, something to stick to. So it makes it more something for it to adhere to if it's a little rougher than if you have a smooth nail. So you don't want to polish and shine your nail. You're not trying to do step 3 or 4. Really, you just want to make sure that you get the shine off the top of your nail. So you can just use the file, or you can use you don't really want to smooth. So you're just looking, basically, this is just softer than using a sandpaper file. So it gives you a little bit of that rough, gets the shine off. If that makes sense. You want the oils off your nails. And since I'm rambling, we're going to move on. And my block is a mess. So, okay. So I pushed my cuticles. I filed my tips. I took the shine off my nails. I do want to clean them. And although I did, wash my hands beforehand, you want to make sure your nails are just completely clean, but also dry before starting your dip powder. Okay, so nice and clean. And you can use if you don't have an alcohol swab, you can just use a paper towel with some alcohol on it. You can use a cotton ball, but I don't like having cotton. My nails sometimes will get cotton stuck all over them, so you can just use a paper towel. Which leads me to whatever surface you're working on, you are going to probably make a mess. I'm very new at this, so if you're new at this as well, we're learning together. I'm really, really excited. So for the next application, I'm going to do a regular application on just my natural nails to show you that you're getting kind of that gel finish, or not really a gel finish, but a really beautiful color finish that will last for up to 2 weeks. So without the UV light required. So I'm going to do a natural application tonight, and then you can, though, use our tips. And I'm probably not going to grab the right size out of, that's too big, but so you get the point, is you would, glue these to your tips. We do have nail glue, or you can use whatever you have at home, or you can get them wherever you'd like, but we have nail glue. You'd glue it right to the tip here, and we go through the application process. Once you shape and do your tips, we'll do that in another application video. Let's just keep to the basics. So your benefit is this is healthier, no UV light required. It's fast and easy. I'm just making sure my nails are dry. That's why I'm still talking. And then, but your color is going to last. So, and although you can do some really fun designs with this, we're just going to keep it basic. So Using our instructions on the back of our starter set or on our website, you would file, buff, clean, and prep your nails. So that's done. You want to apply your base, a very thin coat the first time, and make sure you have everything kind of ready. So we've got our base, because this is going to go pretty fast, our activator and our top coat, and then we've got our powder. Now, just a quick note, if you are going to share your powder with anybody, you can use a separate little container, which I did. I just found this one, so I thought, okay, let's just clean and new and with the lid, and you can pour your powder in here and then utilize it from here, and then you could just keep this if you have a lid, and you'll know that that's your used powder, and then that way if you're sharing with, mom, sister, cousin, friend, you can they can use the clean powder out of the container. We do have a dip container available, and it's also great for French tips. So I'll show you that real quick. That's that, and we can give it a closer look during a French tip tutorial or just a little later, but it does have the lid and the container, so you could store your used powder in that. So let's make a mess. What do you think? I'm not going to share mine because I'm stingy, so I'm just going to use it right out of the thing here. I think Miss Vicky's going to do a tutorial showing you a different container that she got. Look how pretty that is. Now your end result may look different than what's in your container, so we're going to get you some pictures up of our nails as soon as we can of all of our different colors, and we have little swatches on the site for you. So, but as I mentioned, you're going to make a mess, so I've got this I can make a mess on here, and then I've got some paper towels. Here we go. So we want a thin layer of the base coat, and keep in mind I've talked already for 6 minutes, so let's see how fast we can do this and still end up with a beautiful manicure. So, well, of course mine would be broken because that's how my life works. 6 minutes into the video, we're not going to start over. So, who needs a tip, right? Okay. So, tips are my tips and tricks. Okay, start on one finger. So on the left hand, for example, work all the way through both hands as you're doing this, because as you work all the way through, your product is drying, and then when you do the next step, your product over here will be already dry because you gave it time to dry. So start on one finger, do all your one step on all your fingers, then come back and start at the same finger again. So we're going to start on my pinky. I'm going to be looking through this camera, so we really, really hope that this will go well. As I said, I'm new, so if you're new with me, look at that. Okay. You do not want to go all the way up to your cuticle. Give it a little bit of room. You want a thin layer evenly to your whole nail. Okay. So there's your base, and then you dip it right into your container that you're using. And this is where you'll end up making a mess because you're going to want all that excess off of your nail. Okay, so there's one dip. We're going to keep going. Remember, we want to give it time to dry. So apply that thin layer of base. And we're definitely going to make a mess. So I might be getting too close to my cuticle, but just keep in mind you don't want this on your skin. The base coat on your skin, because then you're going to have powder on your skin. And if you do get it on there, just make sure you wipe it off really quick. Have some maybe paper towels standing by just in case. Alright, so there's nail number 2, and I probably have too much base on that first one if you notice. But that's okay, because see how wet it is? That's okay. That or I just got all the excess off. So that thin layer, dip. Getting that excess off if you can over your container means you won't waste any. If you have a clean surface, you can always save whatever does come off onto your surface, but if you don't have a clean surface, you don't really want to save your excess powder. Dip. So we might see our trial and error. I don't know if you noticed on that first nail, when I pulled out the base coat the first time, it was not a super thin layer. So I'm making sure to get more of my product off my brush before I continue. So there's our learning curve for the night is when it says a thin layer, it means it. So we're going to see how that nail comes out. We may just not dip it a second time because you're going to do this process once all the way through, and then you're going to do it again. So we're going to keep going here on the other hand, giving that product time to dry on your first hand. See how easy this is though? I'm loving all that sparkle. You can hear our big old doggy eating in the background probably. Better than my kids scream. And I came and hid at my mom's house so the kids wouldn't interrupt us. So now I have the puppy eating behind us. Oh, he's not a puppy, he's a big old German Shepherd dog. So but pretty easy, right? This is super easy. If I wasn't chatting and looking through my phone screen to do this, we're going to see how awesome this comes out when you can't really see. And I'm not, you can dab your powder a little bit harder than I am. I'm trying not to knock over our video here. I definitely am getting probably too close to the cuticle, but you'll see if we have powder all over my cuticles why you want to avoid it, right? So we'll learn from my mistakes for sure. All right, last one. And so our application directions, we're on step 3 technically. 2 and 3 go together. You're going to apply your base and then dip your finger right away. And then just keep going. And so it says to let you, after 10 to 20 seconds, reapply your base coat again and powder again. So we've already waited the 10 to 20 seconds from this finger to this finger, right? So I do want to make sure it's dry, just because it does need to be dry. And I think we might be okay. So I think it was just a really thick coat. And so we're going to do it again. And I'm going to make sure I get a really thin layer on this one because I did way too much the first time. So I'm going to do 2 coats because I'm doing it right on my natural nail. So I'm not trying to get a real thick finish with these. I'm not, it doesn't, need to be super thick. If you're using tips to make your nail longer, you can apply up to 5 coats technically. They say about 4 should do the trick. But that way you have, more product keeping that tip adhered to your nail. Look at that color, you guys. And you may, if you want the color to be a little bit darker, you could do it probably a whole nother dip. But 2 should be plenty for natural nails, unless you want a thicker finish and application. And like I said, just be careful you're not getting this all over your skin, or you're going to have the color all over your skin. It'd be like painting your skin instead of your nail. I'm so super excited to see this because it is so pretty, you guys. So, and I may have been able to get away with 1 layer maybe as far as the color's concerned, but you just want it to last. So you want it to be a good application for it to last. So the suggestion is at least 2 coats. So as you can see though, this is easy, it's fast. It doesn't have to be super perfect because, as you can see, it's where it's a little bit wetter. You can see that where it's going to dry and stay on. I think you'll be able to tell when we're all set that I'm sure you can see it a heck of a lot closer than I can since I'm looking around my little screen. And you'll see that every time I bounce it and everything, you're not going to be able to see it when we're all done. It's going to look awesome. I'm so excited. So now if you're doing, you can add our nail strips to these. You can do our nail strips right over these. I did get a bunch of product on my, you don't want this all in your bottle over here. So you can wipe this, by the way, every single time before you dip into your base coat again, because you don't necessarily want to get a bunch of product in there. But I hadn't noticed much come off the brush until that one. So now I hope I remember which finger I was on. If you're not talking through this, it probably is a heck of a lot easier. So again, you can wipe off that glitter powdery stuff. So really important to have that little paper towel if you can handy, so you're not making a mess everywhere. So that one I did a good job leaving enough room on my cuticle. And it may be that I'm getting extra product on my nails because I'm not dabbing off the excess quite enough, because like I said, I'm not trying to knock over my screen. So although this process has taken me almost 10 minutes, you should see that it should not take you that long. Yeah, see all that excess I have on there? Should not take you that long if you're not trying to yammer and look through the phone screen. I'm going to make a mess on this one. Okay, that's okay. Just want to see the steps and see how it goes. So we're done with our base coat. Just another reminder, if you're doing tips, you can do up to 5 coats if you want. You make sure your brush is clean, and then we'll be done with this step. And again, learn from my mistakes, because I do have color in there for sure in my base coat. Okay, so we're on step number 3. We're moving to number 4. I'm going to try and give a little bit of extra tap so we get some of that product off of there. So make sure you're tapping better than I am, but like I said, I don't want to have a little earthquake over here. And if you feel it like underneath your nails, you can separate, because I got a little bit of, my nails are so short, I got some liquid of the base underneath it. Okay, so you're going to apply the activator 1 to 3 times until dry, and wait 10 to 20 seconds for the next step. So we went through all of our nails, so we should have plenty of time from our first nail until our next one. So we're going to apply the activator. We're going to probably just do once, because we don't have a real thick layer of the product on. Look how it changed it. So it's activating that dip powder and making it stronger and harder. Oh, it's going to be gorgeous, you guys. So this is our step 4 on the back of our card. I think the steps are a little bit different online. Same steps, they just might have a little bit more tips and tricks on there, I think, is what I put, since I just did it this morning. But we're just using the directions on the back of the box. They're a little bit simpler if you get the starter set. See how super easy that is? Look at that color, you guys. Oh, I can't wait to take a picture. Okay. And I'm hoping that our video doesn't cut us off either. So we probably will not chat at the end about different products or anything. Now see, I need to wipe off my brush, so I keep forgetting that. But I don't think that coat's going to work enough, because see, we need it to activate over here. There we go. Okay. So I don't know if you can hear the music in the background. They're listening to something awesome in the other room. It's funny how when your kids are in the background, it's all stressful. And then when there's nothing in the background, you're like, wow, it's really quiet. So hopefully while you're at home doing your application, you have something good to watch or listen to. I'll leave a comment down below about what you're watching on Netflix, if you watch Netflix or Hulu. I'm always looking for something new to watch. I get so sad when one of my shows ends. You know, the rest, I watch Netflix all the time. So when I binge watch a show and all this, the seasons are over. It's like, oh no, now what? Okay. So there's my applicator for step number 4. I did it once. You can do it up to 3 times, but I'm thinking I'm good. And then, so step 5 says lightly file and brush away any excess powder and then apply another coat of activator. So I'm just going to close this and this so I don't spill anything. And I can clean up my excess powder later and separate my nail from my skin. It's just an orange stick. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and give everything a brush. Get that excess powder. I'm going to be all sparkly. Look at that sparkle. Oops, sorry. See, I smacked the camera. Okay. And then it does say to lightly file the nail and brush away the excess powder. So we're going to lightly file. And it's just to give you that clean edge because you might have, let's see if I can find a good example. See kind of that bump right there, just to get that. And I'm used to filing down just because that's how our nail strips work. So this does not say you need to file in a certain direction, but can you see that little piece right there? That's what we're working to get off your nail. So if you feel more comfortable filing this way, that's fine. Our nail strips usually file down, so that's what I was doing. So just giving it a little bit of reshaping for any excess powder you had on there. You can definitely see the importance of that thin and even coat. I think once you apply these once, and you'll see if there's anything that you could have done different. So like right here, but my nail is also broken right there. So if you happen to notice that in the video, I didn't want to pull off even more. My nails are so brittle that I was hoping that this will help keep it strong. So that's why that's sticking up, is I don't think I had the base coat quite that even because my nail's broken right there. So hopefully we'll get to see that this will help my nails stay together so it can keep growing out. Okay, so we filed. Let's get a little bit, make sure we've got as much of this off as we can. So we can apply another coat of activator, and then we're almost done, guys. We just have glitter everywhere. I love it. So much glitter. Okay, so step 2 again, we're going to do step 2 on the bottle. We're on step 5 at the back of the box, which is a little confusing. We're going to give that applicator one more. And I started on the wrong finger. Did y'all notice that? It's a good thing I talked too much because I had plenty of time to dry. So that's the cool part of this, is there's no, when I don't know about you, but when I go to the salon, I'm there for at least 45 minutes, at least. From start to finish, if they are, and then they're working so fast sometimes that they cut my cuticles all the time. So I'm not saying anything about maybe I just go to a bad salon. I'm not trying to downplay anything, but the 45 minutes is rough for me. So if I wasn't talking and I was just moving through the steps, this would be a heck of a lot quicker. And I'm in the comfort of my own home. You can't tell, but I'm in my jammies. It's my happy place. Some yoga pants and a t-shirt. I'm a happy girl. Not that I'm much more exciting during the day. I'm a jeans and t-shirt kind of girl during the days. So almost done with the activator process. I can't wait to see how this goes off camera when I can see better, because we're winging it over here. But I'm pretty sure it is not going to matter. Look at that. How pretty. Be even prettier if I had longer nails. Okay. So probably want to wipe off your brush because I think I have pink powder everywhere. But to wipe your brush off. Learn from my mistakes, right? Okay. Last step is to apply a thin coat of your top coat. Okay, so we're going to first apply a thin coat, dry, and apply one more time, and again, if one more time again, or if needed. Well, it'd be good if I can open it. We should test this stuff before going on video, right? Silly ideas you think of later. Okay, guys, let's get this done. Even with all the yammering, it'll be less than my 45-minute trip to the salon, and that's just at the salon. That's not even drive time and sign-in time. And in our starter set, if you notice, you get all of your liquids that you need. And don't be like me and paint your cuticles, because, yeah, no, not a good idea. It's not really that big of a deal, but again, we're trying to not have powder everywhere. Look at that shine, you guys. It's like blinded by the light. I can't sing. Anybody else want to sing with me? I can't sing for... Good thing I don't need to sing to survive, right? We don't ever get to chat this long. I usually only show like one nail strip application because my kids are never quiet. We got to chat. We're going to chat for 30 minutes, guys. Tell me all about yourself in the comments. I want to hear your story. This is why I love this too, because I don't have time with my two busy little boys to take for me, really. This is, how easy is this? They go to bed, boom. 20 minutes later, your nails are done, and they're gorgeous, and they'll last you for 2 weeks. Can't beat that. I like easy. I'm not very good at, I don't even know what the word is. High maintenance, I guess. It's like a high maintenance look with low maintenance work, right? Easy peasy. It would just help if I could see what I was doing. Okay, so there's your first set done. First set of top coat done. Boom. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more top coat. It's because it says apply top very thin firstly. After dry, apply one time again or more if needed. So let's go ahead and do the one time again because it says or more if needed, meaning you could do 3, you could do 4 or whatever. But let's go ahead and do the one more. Just because I want this baby to last. Look how pretty that looks. Now these will be a little bit thicker than your natural nail, obviously, because you just put a couple of coats of beauty on it, which is just going to keep your nail stronger. So that's what I'm hoping for out of this product in the long run, is that my nails will get stronger, and hopefully I'll end up like my girlfriend who told me all about this amazingness, because her nails are naturally beautifully long because of this. And she takes them off and reapplies them every 2 weeks. You can give your nails a breather in between, a day or two. Use your nail oil in that case in between your applications to keep them nice and nourished. We do have that as well for you. You definitely want to use that after removal if you can. If you have some oil at home, that'll work too. You can just, baby oil or whatever, but we have nail oil. And it's very good and very healthy for your nails in between, whether it's our strip applications or whether it's our dip applications. It'll re-nourish your cuticles, your nails, everything. You can put them right on your whole area right there, and you can massage it right in. And just keep in mind, though, if you're doing that between your applications, when you do go to reapply, you do need your nails to not be oily. So make sure you give it a couple hours in between an oil application and then your dip or strip application. I think I mentioned earlier you can use our strips over this. So in fact, if you're in 2 weeks, if you're like, hey, my nails look longer and I've just got a little bit of grow out, you can stick a strip right over it, cover up your grow out, and now your powder will last even a little bit longer. So that's it, y'all. I'm not going to keep you past this 30 minutes because I've already yammered on plenty long enough. We will talk about everything else in other videos. Bam! Look how pretty. I'm going to go wash my hands and get the excess glitter off and take some pictures. What do y'all think? Easy peasy, right? And beautiful, amazing manicure in minutes if you're not yammering on like me. yeah, I'm so excited, y'all. Thanks so much for watching.